Hello, my arm wrestling friends. I had a great interview with Philipp Stahlhofen. We talk about so much interesting stuff, like his explosive power, his current trainings regime, and our lessons learned how to cut weight for arm wrestling, and so much more, so much more. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Enjoy this interview. Bye.
Okay, dear arm wrestling friends, here we go again with the next series of Champions DNA. Today I have a Philipp Stahlhofen, friend of mine and one of the greatest middleweight, lightweight arm wrestler in Germany and also worldwide. He has a really good story to tell. Philipp, how are you? Welcome to
Hi,
the show. Thank you for your time.
hi, thank you. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm trying to go back to work, back to training, try to motivate myself to keep
Mm,
pushing it after so many years and pains and injuries. I'm still trying to stay motivated and consistent in my training. I guess the same is with you. How was the holidays, Christmas time, everything well in the family?
yeah, it was great. I tried not to eat that much and just reducing weight, so it was like kind of hard for me not to eat like all the sweets on Christmas, but yeah, it was great.
Okay, what is your current weight?
Like 74.5.
So low. Okay, 74.5. Last time I saw you was on the way to go lower with the weight after the match with Coach Ray. Okay. So Philip, I tried to ask the question that your fans and the new guys joining the sport of arm wrestling would like to know. So could you tell us how you start with the arm wrestling? And
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be interesting because you have a world title and as a junior. That means for me you started pretty early, but I would like to
Yes.
know more. How did you find about the sport of arm wrestling?
Mm. So it started pretty early. So my brother started arm wrestling like around 2007. So when I was 13 years old, he started with arm wrestling. Um, he had a lot of free time while studying, and he watched a movie Over the Top, and then he was like searching on Google, is there a club? Is there really arm wrestling in Germany? So he joined an arm wrestling club, and he started arm wrestling. Um, when I was 15, I went to Italy to World Championship just as a visitor, just to learn more about the sport. How is the competition? How is the level? What are the guys like? And
Did your
what,
brother compete in
yeah,
Italy?
yeah, in
So
Italy,
you
and
support your brother in Italy?
yeah, just for supporting. And then I started to train, and I went to the side table with all of the junior girls and boys, and I got destroyed by everyone. I was just like new to the sport, how to stand. And then I started to train when I was back in Germany. And yeah, that's how it started. So I think I started training when I was 15 years old, and my first competition was in 2010 nationals. I won with, I think, yeah, right-handed. I won the junior class, and left-handed I got second or third. So it was my first real competition, and yeah, then it all started. I went to WAF Worlds in same year, took fourth. And yeah, like first competition was in 2010 at the age of 16.
And your first international medal from the Worlds came in Brazil or earlier?
Yeah. I tried in Mesquite in USA. I took fourth. In Kazakhstan, I only competed with one arm, got two fouls. Was like totally was bad day for me. And in 2012, I did like serious preparation. I trained a lot. I just right before before World Championships, I went over the top in the senior category. So I knew that I'm on a good level because it was a class with Kevin Berberich, with Teger brothers. So, and during that time, Fabian Teger was #1 ranked arm wrestler minus 63 by Engin. And I competed in the junior 65. So I knew that I should be on a good level. So I won with the left arm. So and second with the right. So it was my first like real big title.
So it happened actually. You reached the top for your class for the juniors. 60 kg was the 65. 65. After 4 years of training, or
like
3
after 2 years of competing.
competing.
So first nationals in 2010 in April, and world title 2012 in September. So just over 2 years, and like 3 years of training, 2 years of competing.
Mm-hmm. And now, how many national titles do you have?
12.
12 national titles.
I haven't competed at nationals that much. Some years I skipped, like I had no time or injured or whatever. And yeah, like 12 national titles.
And you have also success by the seniors on the WAF level. So you got second, I guess.
Second and third at European 65. Yes.
Second and third. Yeah, that's a huge accomplishment. Maybe you are for the I will call you the new generation of German arm wrestlers after Udo Weiss and Petra and August Smissel. So you, Kevin Berberich, Schlitte, the Tager brothers, of course. I think you and the Tager brothers, you have the highest accomplishment according to the statistic and the WAF medals, which is really huge. Tell me about your training system. How did you start training at the beginning? And how did it involve your training nowadays?
At the beginning, it was like table practice on Sunday, just destroying everything you got, like going home with pain. And but I was younger, and I was like, Sunday was bad, Monday was bad, and on Tuesday I was able to do pull-ups and all that stuff. So I trained like normal, like fitness workout, but with a lot of hammer curls, pull-ups and all that stuff. And table practice like once or twice a week. I also trained pronator, but when I started arm wrestling, all the guys right now know everything about it because you got YouTube and everything. And when I started arm wrestling, they told me you have to look on your watch, and it was like, okay, I have to look on my watch, and it was like, it were the same things, but you had to, for example, I had to travel to Slovakia to learn a lot about arm wrestling. It was like not that open to the world like it is now.
You have to work hard to get the information. You have to travel to different tournaments to connect to the good people, to talk to them on the tournaments, to find some really good tips. There was the social media was not so developed, and YouTube, everything happened after that. Yeah, I know that. So you are doing arm wrestling and gym mixed. And nowadays, are you still having this mix of?
No. So it depends. I'm not the most professional one training wise. I'm like, I like to try things out. For example, how much can I bench press? And I'm not the smartest guy when it comes to training systems or that stuff. So I just like to arm wrestle. I like to compete. But after Ray defeated me, I bought a training system. So right now I think it's the first time ever that I'm training with a training system when I'm healthy. So I had a training system but I had elbow problems, and then I had back problems. But right now I'm healthy and I'm training with a system. But it's so much volume. It's totally different right now. Right now I'm just doing arm wrestling like five times a week arm wrestling workout, once a week table practice. So I got one day in a week for cardio or whatever.
Are you able to? This is a question which is really intriguing me. You have a great family. You have three children. You're running a business, and you still finding a time to work out consistently. How do you manage that? I guess your wife is helping, supporting you a lot.
Yeah, of course, but I have to. So if I'm, for example, if I stop training and I'm just like, yeah, once a month and have some beer, just pulling a bit, I don't want to get down in level. There's still one thing to do, and maybe I take it easier when if I get the world title in senior class. But right now I'm still young.
How old are you at the moment?
28.
Perfect age.
Yeah, I got some like issues like back and all that stuff, and I'm kind of afraid that something will happen, and for example, shoulder is damaged again, something like that. So right now I try just to stick to the plan and do it, and yeah, everyone's supporting me. I'm working. After that, I'm playing with kids, bring them to bed. After that, I'm going in the gym and train. So yeah, it's kind of hard right now because right now I'm training just arm wrestling combined with a practice like 10 hours a week. So it's a lot of stress for the 4 hours. So, yeah.
Okay, I see. I know you as a really competitive person. You love to compete. You're firing. Where did that come from? Is someone in your family has a sport background? Where that came from? This absolutely passion to compete. Where did that come from?
Yeah, so all of my family were boxing. So my father, grandfather, brother, me, and so
even grandfather was
even grandfather was boxing. And yeah, I always like to compete. I always like playing cards or some games. I always like that. But yeah, my brother is kind of different. He's a lazier guy and more relaxed. Yeah, I'm going to nationals. I don't care. He's more like that. And I'm like before competition, I'm always relaxed. I'm not thinking, yeah, I have to destroy this guy or whatever. I like all of them. I like all of the arm wrestling family, but when it comes to table, I have to. So yeah.
You're one of these guys, absolutely outside the table, nicest person. You can talk. You take the time to talk with everybody. Absolutely sweetheart, we can say. But when you go on the table, you have a switch here, and you're turning to the beast mode. And I saw also different pores like you, and I'm asking myself, what happened in your head going into the table? You're absolutely switching. You're turning to Hulk.
Yeah.
And I saw people who are really a little bit afraid to show up on the table when they have to face you on the tournaments. And there are not a lot of people able to do that, and you are this type of guy. And is something you trained about, or is just your natural stress reaction on the tournament? Or
Maybe it comes from when I started arm wrestling, I was the weakest person in my club by far because I was young, I was small, just training with heavyweights. So I had to hit hard. I had to be fast. I had to give everything. When they were smiling, I was shouting and trying everything. But maybe it's a bit of that, but I was always like competitive. I just, before competition, I hate competition. I'm always stressed before I got pain in my neck, and I'm like, oh, is everything fine? When I meet all the people, I'm like just giving everyone a hug and just want to talk. But yeah, it's like, it's my mentality. I just have to be on point for 1 second, just shouting for like 3 seconds after the fight, and after that we can be friends again. So it, for example, in training, I like all the guys. I let them start. I'm smiling, and I'm not. I'm maybe at 60% of my competition power. It's always been like that. I've always been like the explosive guy.
Okay. Yeah. You're really explosive, and on not everybody is able to put the force in so a small period of time to explode. This is something, I think this is genetic preposition. Not everybody is able to do it. Did you recognize in the early years that you are explosive type of guy?
I've always been fast and explosive. Maybe it comes from boxing, because I started really early. So I had first fight when I was 9 or 10 years old. But yeah, in arm wrestling, it came like in, maybe not in the first year. I was faster than the average newcomer, but I was still slower than, for example, Kevin or so. But in like after 1 year, I was faster than all of them in Germany. So I think I never lost a start at national level. So, and even on WAF, it is like sometimes it looks like you're losing the start, but you want to start, but you're just too weak. For example, I had that problem against Jambu Viviani. I started and it was like boom. It looked like he started, but I started. So
I try to break down for the new people. So let's say we have a two person, and the straight level is the same. So Philipp is the guy who is reaching his 100% after 0.2 seconds. And the second guy is reaching his max maybe after 0.8 or 0.7. That means you're in the neutral position. Philipp is reaching his max power until you're still trying to apply your max. That results that you're getting pinned, or in best case for you, you're able to reach some stoppage, maybe short for the pin, which brings in, of course, a huge advantage. And did you, Philipp, did you ever train for this kind of reaction explosivity, or is just a non-natural and you keep focusing, or did you ever try exercises for that with stats, with rubber bands?
I think it's genetic, because I don't know if you know the game Halligalli with the cards, and you have to hit the bell when they are the same cards.
I know that, yeah.
Yeah. Even in kindergarten, I was really good at it. So I had always like good reaction time. And after the years, I don't know if it helps that much if you like training start. I think you have to get to the point when you're not thinking about it anymore. I'm not thinking about a start, it's just reaction. And for example, new guys are like, yeah, ready, now comes the go, I have to start. Just you have to get away from the point when you're thinking about the start. You just have to start.
Yeah, I see your point. For me, it's also start some ability to focus, to be really concentrated, and think about your game. And you don't have to think about it. I have to listen. You just focused. you hear the goal, and then it starts. Okay, back to the gym. The people would love numbers, so I have to ask you: are your pushing or pulling exercises your favorite? Are you stronger in bench or in pull-ups with additional weight? What is your
I think I'm
favorite most?
better in pulling because
Pulling than pushing.
yeah.
Is there a big difference?
I don't know. So I think I'm not the weakest guy, but there are many guys that are stronger in gym lifts because I'm not motivated that much. I just like, yeah, I'm pumping a bit, and right now it's just volume. I'm training back pressure with 15 kg, but it's so much volume that the 15 kg right now is my limit. So
Back
I'm not
pressure with 50 kg on a pulley
15.
system.
No, 15. I can do 50, but right now I'm
15.
training.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking 50
yeah.
kg for the
No,
repetition and
no,
volume.
no,
Where
no. Right now I'm training super light, but a lot of volume. My lifts are like strict curls, 70 kg. I tried some deadlifts. I was at 230 after a couple of weeks, but then I had some back problems.
230 deadlift. Okay,
230.
this is
Yeah,
a recent number.
yeah, and bench press is like when I'm not pulling that much, I can do bench press. If I'm training arm wrestling a lot, I can't do that heavy bench press because I'm pressing all the time. And yeah, bench press is like 100 without any training. After a year, if I'm training, I'm doing like 110 for reps or so. So I'm yeah. And it
Okay,
also
so
depends
this
on my
is
body weight.
quite a good number for light guy like you. Okay, I see. And is there any mistakes that you regret that you made in the past?
Yeah. I wasted a lot of time by not training consistently and with a program. It's like I try to reach the top too fast. It was like, okay, right now I'm facing, for example, Markus Liebminger. I have to be strong. So I trained a lot, gave everything, elbow problems. So it was like sometimes you just have to take your time, and that's some you don't have to train that heavy to get strong. You just have to train often, consistently, and yeah, that's it. Don't train too heavy.
So you were not um, patient enough to to let this training plan showing the results. You just want to change the training plan too often. I see your point. Yeah, and you work out once a week on the table. Do you have a good team? Are your guys trained? Are they understanding how to have a proper table session? Are they controlling their ego? How is the how is the
So the guys are really good arm wrestlers, really strong, but everyone wants to beat everyone. So it's kind of difficult because right now I'm training with a strap, so I can let them start and let them go and let them take my risk. But yeah, it's like, but I was the same when when I started arm wrestling. You always want to know who's the better one, but most of them want to know it every week, and it's not changing. If I beat them today easily, they will not beat me next week if I'm turning if I'm turning in competition mode. So that's kind of a problem. But as soon as they don't hurt themselves and they can move their arms the next day, it's okay for them. But I don't like to pull that hard. I like to pull maybe hard and slow in practice, but controlled, maybe in the center, just bleeding them out and then let go. as soon as you pick someone, you're getting your opponent out of comfort zone. It's always like, it's like deadlifting too heavy and you lift the bar up like that, you know. It has to be more controlled in practice, I think.
So you start losing the control with your muscles, and then you start holding with the connective issue, and at that point it can happen something worse and maybe not. But in both cases, the high risk is not rewarded for the training purpose. You can test your friend if you want on the tournaments, and only if you're ready for it. Okay. I have to say, in our club in Munich, you have a huge fan base. Everybody likes you, and every time we see you, I don't know, we're big fans of your style of pulling. And one interesting fact for Philip, I'm the guy who is most of the time with the smaller hand. Until I met Philip, he has even smaller hand. And if you're a new arm wrestler and you think your hand is not so big and that makes your chances low, he's the living proof this is not true. With this small hand, he's crushing the heavyweights in the area of Germany, Swiss, and the power and the explosivity is something very important, and he's the living proof. Okay, what about endurance, Philip? Maybe if we find some critic point on your game is probably the endurance. Are you trying to now to do something against this, how to say, point of optimization in your game?
Yeah, it's definitely my weakest point, endurance. Even if I'm endurance sports guy, I like to cycle, I like to run, I like everything. But endurance at arm wrestling table is totally different. It doesn't matter how much you can, if you're going 100 kilometers by bike, it doesn't mean that you got good endurance at the table. And that's a problem. So I tried to fix it. So right now I'm not starting in training. And I'm just like pulling and strap, leading them out. But I don't know if it's really endurance or if the strength gap is so big that I can just do it. But if someone is close to my power and can stop my hit, endurance becomes a factor, and that's still a problem because I'm not like the endurance guy. I'm more like the one
tournament.
Hit. I'm just tournament puller.
Yeah, you're built for tournaments, but I love to see you also in the super matches. It's very excited to me. Super matches, they bring this level of excitement a little bit up. You can build matches up, and that brings me to the next question. There will be some super match events in February in Hamburg near your. Are you gonna be there?
I think I will not be there because on I think it's 11th of February I'm competing at Babaev's Cup.
It's late. I think it's 25th of February.
Yeah, so I already got one tournament before nationals, and I think it will be a really high level tournament.
So Babaev Cup. Okay.
Yeah,
I heard about that.
Yeah, I don't want to give too much stress before nationals. So main point is, so this year is competing at nationals, hopefully getting good result, and then after that I start like big preparation for Worlds in Kazakhstan.
Okay, great. Maybe before the Worlds we can organize a super match, friendly super match with my friend Christo, the head referee, and also the world champion in arm wrestling. I think you're so good to each other as a match for arm wrestling. Both built on the same way. Both you're faster than Christo, definitely. And I trained now with Christo in Bulgaria. We go to the gym every day and we talk about it. He loved to pull you. I spoke with Kevin, and probably we're gonna organize this match maybe after the German nationals months ago in this time.
Yeah.
And I would love to see or both test your levels. And for me, I see it. I see you definitely with the left hand as a favorite, but I have to say that the left of Christo is now in very good shape. I was surprised how good his left is at the moment.
Yeah.
And the right hand, it depends on your level, because you had this big injury, which takes, of course, time back to rebuild everything. Maybe if someone don't know, Philip is so crazy. He injured his shoulder. He get surgery, and after how much? 2 months?
Yeah, after 10 weeks, I got third at Europeans.
After 10 weeks after the surgery, I don't say this is a good thing that he did. I don't recommend. I would not do it, but he did it. So after 10 weeks, he go to the Europeans, and you take which place?
Third with the right hand, yeah.
Third place with the right. Okay.
But every fight hurt. It was like just trying to hit fast, and I was like, after every fight it was like that, and I wasn't able to apply that much pressure, because every time I tried to go down, I wasn't able to stay tight, and I was pinning everyone like that, and it was terrible, but I did it for the medal. So yeah.
How is your shoulder now?
Good, 100%. Better than the left one, actually. So
okay, I'm really happy to hear that. That's good news for
no shoulder problem, no back pain at the moment, no elbow pain. So I'm just I don't want to say at 100%, but I'm pain free, and it should be close to 100%. Yeah.
How is your supplementation? Are you using creatine, animal flex, aminos, something stuff like that?
Right now, I'm trying to cut as fast as possible to 70 kg, because I want to compete in 70 at nationals. Because of the end of August, I want to be close to minus, so maybe 64, and I want to drop down to 60 forward. So
you go on 70 kg on the German nationals?
70 nationals, 60 worlds. If I can do it.
I have to face Philip on the nationals. Yes. on the 70. No. Okay, great. I see. It makes sense, because the end of March is not so far away from the Europeans in the worlds after that.
Yeah. So I just like, every time I'm getting big, I think to myself, well, you're not that fat. And then I'm ending up at like 88 kg and looking like a pig. And I just don't want to get that heavy anymore, because every time during the diet, you're not that strong. Right now, I'm eating like 1,500 to 2,200 kilocalories a day, but I'm training like between 70 and 90 minutes a day. And normally I'm eating all day long. So, and I just want to stay light, stay close to competition weight. And I right now, I don't know if I'm going to 65 or 60 for worlds, but I can decide when I'm at 68. I will see if I can still lose 4 kg of fat and then drop down by water cut or not.
This is my next question. But maybe, sorry, I interrupt you for the nutrition. So now,
I forgot it.
Yeah.
Right now, no creatine. Just what do I take? Amino acids, omega-3, and vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, and like more like the
basic stuff, which one
amino acids.
So you're famous for big weight cuts. How is your protocol doing this weight cut? So you're going for over 80 kg, cutting up to 65. which is crazy. If you consider the protein percentage of your body mass is a lot. So how do you go over this process? And are you getting smarter over the time and optimize this process? Please tell me that.
Last time I did the big weight cut was after shoulder surgery. I've been heavier, but I lost a lot of weight because I was just laying in bed and going to physio, and I was just like not hungry anymore because I wasn't able to move. So I did maybe 6 weeks of preparation for the Europeans, but only left-handed because I wasn't able to do pull-ups and everything. And I lost a lot of weight during that time, but the amount of time was too short. So I went down from 75 to 72 and then did a water cut to 65. So I almost lost 10% of body weight by water, but it was way too much. So I was drinking like 6 bottles of these, so like 9 liters a day, and then dropped down to 0 or 1, then to 0, no salt, no food. Then I was still at 68. Then I got a sauna suit, but with heating inside, so I can just sit in my hotel room with 90 degrees. And yeah, but it was way too hard. I had like, my heart was beating like 2 or 3 times faster than normal, and I was walking like I was totally drunk. Then I went on scale I went on scale at 12, and on same evening at 9 I was 73 kg again, but I was weak. It wasn't the best way. Right now I'm starting earlier this season. I just try to maximum maybe 4 kg, so I can do 2 to 3 kilograms by water and 1 kilogram by fat, and that's better.
Okay, so we are arm wrestlers, and we most of the time we trying to find the right formula to losing weight by ourselves, or we are watching UFC, how the professional athletes are doing it. They have a really doctor, specialist, nutritionist who are support them during this process. My experience, I only one time did a water cut, and I cut around 2 maybe 3 kg over water cut, and the weight-in was 1 day before the competition. And that was my hope that the next day I will feel completely recover. But I experienced exactly the opposite. I was feeling terrible, weak at the tournament, and I lose from the guys that I'm not supposed to losing. And after that, I think that maybe the straight lost. I think that maybe the straight lost is significant, or it's more significant for the sport of arm wrestling than for the MMA. Because maybe in MMA you have the conditioning, striking, technique, but the straight factor is maybe not so dominant like in the arm wrestling.
Yeah.
And nowadays, if I lose weight, try to go very close to the competing weight weeks before, and the last 1 kg or 2 kg before. Similar experience actually, like you.
Yeah, you're weak. You're weak when you're
You
cutting
feel
water.
Something is different.
It's way worse than just a normal cold. You're feeling like you can't do anything. You're weak. It took me after Europeans. It took me like 2 months to beat the guys from my club afterwards that I'm used to beat very easy. So I was so weak. Even 2 months after, I got sick. Everything. You're not eating anything. You're drinking 9 liters of water, and then you're dropping down. It's very, very unhealthy. But I would do it again if I got no other possibility. For example, right now I'm planning my lowest weight since since I was 16 years old this year. So it will be way harder than my last cuts, but I try to do as much with body fat as I possibly can.
Okay, I see. No,
it always depends on tournament. For example, for a normal like fun tournament, I would never do weight cut. Will never ever just go there, compete if I want, or just as a visitor, take some photos. But if I'm preparing half year or 3 months or whatever, and I'm traveling to other side of the world and I'm spending a lot of money, I think I just have to do everything possible to get in a weight category that fits perfectly.
Yeah, in your example, you felt terrible, but you prove that you have results. You got the medals.
Yeah.
So it seems that this protocol is not so. Maybe it's worse for your health, but you show performance. In my case, I didn't show performance. I just completely lost because of the water cut. I think maybe it's other reason for that, but yeah. Okay. Very interesting to see you in the German nationals. Okay. Who is your favorite arm wrestler? Or give me your 3 favorite arm wrestlers that inspire you very much in your career.
Jan Viviani, so Roman Chinilani, Todd Hutchings, Richard Lapkis, my top 3 arm wrestlers, my favorite arm wrestlers of all time.
I was honored to compete in a weight class with many 2 or 3 times with Zindeliani or Jambul Vimbilani now. It's a legend.
Yeah.
It's absolutely great guy. Did you ever pull him on the side table?
Yeah, I pulled him in competition actually. I pulled him in 2014, left and right-handed.
Okay.
After I competed in youth category, I went to senior and tried how far I can get after competing in youth again. So left-handed, I stopped him, did 2 elbow fouls. I was like, oh yeah, I stopped him. I got it on tape. And I was really happy because his wrist went back, but it was left-handed. Next day, I said, well, now comes my strong arm, my right arm. And I went in a hook and it felt like getting hit by a truck. It was so weird how strong a guy could be. It
Problem
felt like
is,
concrete.
on the next days, he's also right hand and his right is.
It was so, I went in a hook as fast as possible. And it was like, I wasn't even gaining a millimeter. It was like hitting. You weren't able to see the hit, and it was like boom. It was really crazy. It felt very different than a normal 65 world class puller. So maybe he's strongest ever in 65.
I wish the people. Imagine you don't have any idea of arm wrestling and you see this guy walking on the streets.
Yeah.
You will never know what kind of force, power, what kind of arm wrestling monster he is.
Yeah. And there wasn't a 65 kg puller that were able to beat guys like Jerry Catterett. And right now there's no one. So when someone tells me, yeah, the level right now is higher, you can go to, I think he's around 50 right now. You can get him to WAF, put him in 65, right-handed, and he's still destroying the guys.
He will be definitely in the medalist. In the medalist, if he's gonna be able to beat now the top guy. 65 years, definitely.
Yeah.
Actually.
even when Engin called him to go to the first East West West event, and he competed in the top 8 minus 75, and you saw him with glasses. Yeah, I'm not training. I'm just a junior coach right now. Talgat went in a hook, and Roman pulled him back. Did 2 fouls, but pulling Talgat back when you're retired officially. How strong was Roman in his prime?
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
He was dominating year after year. It was competition for the second place and third place. No, as the moment you see Roman is there, it was clear. Jambu is there, then it is clear. So the next one is Todd Hutchins. Everybody loves Todd, no question. And Richard Lucas, I get the news that Richard is gonna be back putting a Monster Factory in April.
Yeah.
I would love to see this
Yeah.
this great dude
Yeah.
crushing the people
Yeah.
over the table.
He's the most impressive guy in arm wrestling. Even comparing to Levan, Richard is crazy. When I met him in 2010, there was a guy bold with big shirt. Everyone was talking about Richard Lapke doing comeback, competing, and I said, "Well, it should be Richard." My brother, no, I think he's too small. And then the real Richard came out of the elevator, and his shoulders were like cannonballs. It was like totally great, shoulders to the ears, and he was. And I grabbed his hand. It was hard like concrete. It was like there is no fat. He feels like bulletproof. It feels like it feels like he doesn't feel like a human. He's so big, so much muscle, and such a nice guy. He's friendly like a good grandpa.
Yeah, the most of the high level arm wrestlers are extremely friendly, really. General.